We're just going to go ahead and get started. It's just Caitlin and I here in the gallery. Um, so we have the whole space to ourselves, and we'll have some great movement today. Class today is going to flow. We'll probably do a little bit of extra stretching just because my body's a little achy, and I think that will feel really nice. And I hope you guys will enjoy it as well as we get to that midpoint of the week here. If you didn't know, we had our annual wellness fair yesterday, and it was wonderful. If you were able to attend, thank you so much for being there. For those of you who weren't able to attend, I completely understand. And we will have many other awesome events this semester that you can engage with us on, and hopefully we'll continue to do that wellness fair every year going forward. It's usually like the first Tuesday of October, so you can already start marking your calendar for next year if you want to. Let's start today laying down on our mat. As you lay down, go ahead and bring the knees into the chest. Hands to our shin bones, and we're starting just by rocking from one side to the other, finding a little massage at the low back, starting to let the knees fall outside of the rib cage. So those knees falling wide, feet are separated. We'll do this for 3 more rocks. 2 and 1. Now bring those feet together, toes and heels connect. Our hands find our ankles, and we'll gently press the knees out nice and wide, like we're doing a little butterfly stretch. Keep those heels connected. Round out through those shoulders if you need to, or if it feels nice to press those elbows into the knees and open up through the chest, know that you can do that as well. We'll stay here for 3 more long, controlled breaths. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. 1 more time. And exhale. From here, we let those feet melt down towards the mat. Feet are wide on our mat below, so we're walking those feet out a little bit further than our hips. Arms come out to a figure T, and we'll start to draw the knees from one side of the room over to the other, listening to our hips here. As we start to rotate through that lower lumbar spine and into our pelvis, what does the rest of our spine want to do? Are we noticing that one shoulder naturally wants to lift up? It's possible. My goal for us all is to just relax, keep the shoulders down, just let the hips open up. One more time, sway the knees over to the left and then to the right. From here, starting to warm up through those arms, hands down by the sides. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, pull them down by your sides. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, slowly draw the arms down. Starting to find that mobility. We call this rib cage arms. 2 more times. Last one here. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhaling, we nod the chin, lifting the head and shoulder blades off of the mat. Inhaling, we release. Exhale, nod the chin, lift those heads and shoulder blades up. 2 more times. Inhale. On this next exhale, we hold it lifted, going right into hundreds. Pump those arms nice and strong. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe walking those feet in, zipping up through the inner thighs, or we could even stack the knees into tabletop, or if we're ready, we could reach the toes out to 45 degrees. You guys choose what works best for you this morning. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale through the nose for 5 breaths. Exhale through the mouth for 5 breaths. Last time. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holding those knees into the chest. Once again, we'll just rock from side to side. Slowly pressing the feet all the way out in front of us for roll-ups. Heels connect with the floor. Big inhale, arms reach overhead. Exhaling, we slowly stack the spine up off of the mat. Reach for those toes and then roll down bone by bone by bone. Inhale and exhale. If our core isn't quite ready for all of this mobility in the spine, we can bring one of those knees into the chest, using it as leverage to lift ourselves up and fold over and then roll it down. We'll do 2 more. Fold over those thighs, come down 1 vertebra at a time. Last one, let's hold it over the legs. Reaching for those toes, sink your sits bones back behind you for 3, 2, and 1. As you release, rounding through the spine, scoop through that pelvis, connect slowly. Hands come down by our sides, right leg reaches up to the ceiling, and we'll move into our leg circles. Hello. We have someone in class with us today. Hi, so good to see you. Mobilize through that hip for 3, 2, and 1. From there, we reverse it. Take those leg circles out and around. You're good. We just got started. 3, 2, and 1. Hug that knee into the chest. We'll go into our large leg circles on this side. Flex the foot. Reach the heel to the ceiling, come across and all the way up. Listen to your hips for 2 and 1. Reverse it. Take it in the opposite direction with those leg circles. 2, 1, and release. Sending that right leg out in front of us. Left leg reaches to 45 degrees. Start to circle through that side here. Hips are nice and steady. Core is strong. 3, 2, 1, and reverse it. Opposite direction. 3, 2, and 1. Hugging that knee into the chest. Find that flexed foot. Reach it to the ceiling. Large circles on this side. We have 4 in each direction. Listen to those hips. How much mobility do they need? Last one, and reverse it. 4 in the opposite direction. Hips stay steady. 2, and 1 more time, all the way around. Bring the knee in and release. Good. Moving into our Pilates 5 ab series. We nod the chin, lifting head and shoulders off of the mat. Hands find that shin bone. Right leg elevates off of the floor. Yes, extend and switch, elbows wide. We reach and switch. Option to tap the toes down to the floor. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Breathing in, out, out. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. 1 more round, breathing in, out, out. Both knees fall into the chest for double leg stretch. Reach those hands and feet to the ceiling. Sweep the arms around. Good stretch. There you go. Out we go. And in. Keep those inner thighs glued together. Perfect. We could even take those hands and feet straight up if that feels better for our low back. 1 more time. Out and in. Send those toes to the ceiling. Go ahead, find your calf muscle or perhaps your hamstring. Left leg lowers for scissors and we switch. Yes. Option to let the head and shoulder blades connect with the mat below. Continue alternating those inner thighs. Sweep together as we switch legs for 2 and 1. Feet come together, stacked right over our hips. Hands down by our sides or below or behind the low back. Lower the feet or leg lower lift. Down 6 inches and up. Option, take a slight bend in those knees. Hinge at the hips, pull up. We could even go into toe taps. Another way to work on that hip hinge. 3, 2, Last one, lower, lower, and lift. Connect those feet with the floor below. Moving into our rotational work for the obliques. Hands come behind the base of the skull. Let those elbows reach wide for opposite walls. We'll lift the chin up, the head and shoulder blades up, and then rotate over to one side. Good. Come back to center. Lower the head and shoulders down. Oh yes, we're going slow. Nod the chin, lift up tall, rotate in the opposite direction. Come back to center, back down. Nod the chin, we lift, rotate, center, down. Up we go. Rotate to the other side. Come back center and release. Add the leg into the movement as you rotate. Knee pulls to that elbow. We come down all the way. Up, across, down, and release. One more on either side. Nod the chin. Rotate. Back to center. Release all the way down. One more here. Across, center, and down. Very good. Reach those hands and feet to opposite walls if you need a little stretch there. As we walk our feet back in, we go into our first bridge of the day. Let your glutes activate first, then press those hips to the ceiling. We get a long spine and then come back down. All 10 toes pressing into the mat below. Keep the shoulders wide. Big inhale, exhale, press up. Lower those hips. Press the floor away. Let the hips reach for the ceiling. We'll do 3 more. 2. And last one, hold those hips lifted. Let the spine get longer here. Create that space. 4, 3, 2, and 1. The hips come down. From here, we're stacking our left ankle right over the right knee. So it's a bit of a figure 4 stretch, but we're not going into our stretch. We have single leg bridges. So activate through that right glute. Press up, lower down. Press up and lower. 2 more. Lift into that bridge and down. Final time. Release. Can we do that on the other side? Left foot connects with the floor. Right ankle comes over top that left knee. We have 4 single leg bridges here. Come up and down. Don't forget to let the glute engage first. We feel that engagement, then press up. Finishing your 4 bridges on this side. Both feet connect. We use one of those legs to roll ourselves up. All right, first seated work. Hi, it's like bright and shiny whenever you sit up for the first time. So we come into an L sit. Shoulders are back and down the spine. The arms float forward. Nodding the chin forward. Let the forehead find the knees. Stack it up bone by bone by bone. Inhale at the top. Exhale, roll it down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, stack it up. Remember, this is all about spinal mobility. We're not just hinging at the hips and reaching for those toes. We want to stretch out through the spine and through those muscles along the spine. We do that by keeping the back rounded. We'll do 1 more. Big inhale. Exhale, roll it down and lift up for the final time. Float the arms out for our saw. Feet come apart about hip distance. With those arms out, we rotate through the torso. Reach for the pinky toe as you lower down. Come up tall, rotate other side, and curl down. You guys continue that. I don't know what just happened to my music. There we go. I think I just turned it all down. All right, rotate and roll forward. If we notice that one side feels a little less mobile, that's okay. Just think about keeping those sits bones glued to the floor as you reach for the pinky. Last one on either side, rotate, reach, and up, over, down we go. Lift up nice and tall, roll out through those shoulders. All right, zip up through those inner thighs, lower yourselves back to the mat on those elbows. Just a little chest expansion here. Open up through the chest. From here, we kick one leg up, flex the foot down, pulse it up for 2 and down. So this is a variation of leg pull back. If we wanted to do the full version, I can maybe show that here. Hands would press to the floor, hips would lift as if we're doing a reverse plank. It's up and down. You all get to choose which variation you do today. And I can only do so many of those today. I'm feeling a little tired. Last one, and release. Good. All right, come up and over onto your sides. As we flip onto those sides, going into our side lying work, our spine aligns with the back edge of the mat. We can lay our head all the way down on that arm, lift the rib cage up, let the core be strong. Feet are reaching down to the front corner of our mat. Long, straight legs. The top leg lifts and lowers. Foot is flexed. We have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold that leg lifted. Pulse it to the ceiling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The toes point. We circle that top leg forward, brushing the inner thighs together for 3, 2, 1, and then reverse it. Take it in the opposite direction. 3, 2, 1. Top leg stays lifted. Flex the foot forward. Kick the leg back. There you go. Flex forward, point back. Nice straight line that we're drawing. Eye gaze is looking forward for that neutral spine. 2, and 1 more. Kick and back, holding that leg back behind and in line with our body. Tap it to the back corner of the mat, lift it up, lower, lift, down and up for 3, 2, and 1. Hold it lifted. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Point the toes, circle forward. 3, 2, 1. Circles from the hip. 3, 2, 1, and release. Bring that leg down. Get a little stretch there if you need to, or myofascial release. This top leg is going to bend and come forward. Knee stays lifted off of the ground as we move to our bottom leg. Lift the bottom leg up, lower it to the mat with control. Up and down. Side lying work means that our core is still strong, even though we're targeting those inner and outer thighs. 2 more leg lifts. On this last one, hold the leg lifted. We pulse the foot up to the ceiling. Up, 3, 2, 1. Toes point, and we circle that leg forward. 3, 2, 1. Reverse it. 3, 2, 1. Once that leg is lifted, can you slide it back and in line with your body, just like we did with the top leg? Lift and lower. Keep that knee lifted. Hips are stacked one on top of the other. Hold that leg lifted. Pulse it to the ceiling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Circle the leg forward. 3, 2, 1. Circle the leg back. 3, 2, 1. And down we go. Lots of inner and outer thigh work. All right, bend the knees. As they come in, we'll move into our clams. Open up, knees pressing back behind us and then closing with control. We keep our feet connected throughout this work. Up and down. That side of the body is lifted and strong. 2 and 1 more. From here, we keep the knees connected, opening up, the heels come apart. So we're working on our internal rotation in that hip. 4, 3, 2, and last one, up and down. Shake it out. All right, we'll come up into our side plank on this side, shoulder right over the wrist. You can keep the knees bent and lift the hips up. You can take those legs out straight. You could do one knee bent and one leg extended. I'll let you guys choose. So find your favorite variation of these side planks. Once you get there, we'll hold for about, now we only have 10 seconds left. So not too long. Eyes looking forward, shoulders stacked. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Bring those hips down. Fold the knees in. As you lift yourselves up, find your shin bones come up and over into a lateral side body stretch. And release. All right. Sweep the legs around. We get to do all of that again on the other side. So once again, align your spine with the back edge of the mat. Those feet come forward. Rib cage is lifted. Top leg lifts and lowers. Good. We have control through that top leg. 2 and 1. Pulse the top leg to the ceiling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Point the toe. Circle those circling the leg forward. Inner thighs are brushing together. 3, 2, 1. And reverse the direction of those circles. They're quick. 3, 2, 1. Top leg stays lifted. Flex the foot forward, hinging at the hip. Point through the toe. Activate through the glute as the leg goes back. Kick forward, kick back. You can start these slow and start to build some momentum. We'll do 3, 2, and 1 more. That leg stays back, behind, and in line with our hips. Tap the toe down. Lift it up. 4, 3, 2. Last one, tap down, lift the leg up, pulse it to the ceiling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Circle that top leg forward. Circle it back. 3, 2, 1. And release. The top leg comes all the way forward. Get that myofascial release. And we switch to the bottom leg. Hips are still stacked. The bottom leg is in front of us. We'll lift and lower the bottom leg. Up and down. Great job. Now keep those shoulders stacked one on top of the other. I know it can be easy to start rotating through the spine. We have 3, 2, 1. Hold the bottom leg lifted. Pulse it up to the ceiling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Point that toe, circle it forward. 3, 2, 1. Circle it back. 3, 2, 1. Bottom leg stays lifted. We're sliding it back behind us towards that back corner of the mat. Lift it up, lower it down, up and down. Same little sequence, just a different placement. 2, and 1 more. Hold that leg lifted, pulse up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Circle forward. 3, 2, 1. Reverse it. 3, 2, 1. And down we go. Legs stack one on top of the other. The knees bend. We go into those clams. Opening up. Knees pressing back behind us, then reconnecting. Don't forget to breathe. Stay strong through that powerhouse where your core relies. 2 more. On our last one, keep those knees connected. Lift the heels away from one another, working into that internal rotation. We'll probably feel it almost immediately. There's a difference. 2, And one. All right, bring it down. Lift that elbow, or lift the body up onto the elbow. Going into our side plank, whichever variation you prefer, lift yourselves up. Hold here steady. Shoulder stacked right over the wrist. Adjust if you need to, but stay strong. Less than 10 seconds left. 3, 2, and 1. As the hips come down, the knees fold in. We'll lift ourselves up into that side stretch or lateral stretch here. And release. Cartwheel those arms over. You guys can face the front of the room over here. And as we come into quadruped, toes are tucked under so that we can get a little stretch through the bottom of our foot. We'll start by pressing the hips back, shift the shoulders forward over the fingertips for that stretch in the forearms. Shifting back and forward one more time. Back we go. And forward from here. Find quadruped. With the toes tucked under, can we lift those knees off of the mat? Press the floor away with the hands. Lift and hover the knees. 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees. Shift yourselves back. Shift forward. 2 more times. Back we go. And forward. Last one. All right, get ready. Hover those knees. Press the floor away. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The knees drop. We do that one more time. Shift back. Shift forward. Back. Forward. And getting ready. Press the floor away. Hover those knees. 4, 3, 2, and 1. The knees come down. We can untuck the toes, round the spine all the way up, and start to mobilize through cat and cow. Dropping that belly through, then round all the way up. Big inhales, big exhales. One more time, drop that belly through. Reach the spine all the way to the ceiling and then come into neutral. All right, right arm is extending forward as we transition into spinal balance. The left leg reaches behind us. Come on down. Then the left arm reaches forward. Right leg extends back. Continue alternating opposite arm, opposite leg reach. Continue letting those eyes look down to the floor. Keep your neutral spine. Let's hold this one a little bit longer. Can we take 2 breaths here on this side? Right arm, left leg. Coming down, we'll do the same thing on the other side. Left arm, right leg. Take 2 breaths. One more. And release. Knees apart, toes together, shifting back into our rest pose. Let the forehead come down. We'll get a moment to just sink into this stretch. From here, our right arm threads through the window that our left arm has created. Looking through that window as well for our rotational stretch. Palms are facing the ceiling. Hips are still reaching back behind us. And switching sides. Left arm threads through the right arm. Take your eye gaze with the arm. And coming back to center. As we lift ourselves up, the knees come in, shifting forward into a plank. Let those knees elevate if you're ready, or we can stay with those knees on the ground. You guys get to choose. Long spine here. We'll hold for 3, 2, and 1. Bring those knees down if you would like. We're moving into our tricep push-up. Down and up. Let's do 5 more. Lower, lower, and lift. You guys can count out your remaining of those push-ups at your own pace. When you're done, sink it back into that rest pose where we were earlier. Knees apart, toes together. Send the hips back towards the heels. Roll out through the wrists. Take a little breather. And in our own time, we can come all the way back up, knees in, and we'll lower down all the way to our bellies. From our bellies, we'll go into swan. Hands right by our shoulders. Big inhale, lift the chest off of the mat. Exhale, lower down. Inhale and exhale, up we go. Keeping that eye gaze down will ensure that we have a nice long and neutral spine. Three more times. Up and down at our own pace. 2. We'll finish that last one. Coming all the way down. Hands placed right under our shoulders, elbows reaching to the ceiling like grasshopper wings. And we'll press the floor away, coming all the way up into full swan, or I call it a Mackenzie stretch sometimes. So we have this imaginary belt buckle area. And I want us to imagine that that area of our pelvis is remaining connected with the floor below as we press the floor away and lift the chest. 2 more. Press it up. Release down. All of that weight and control is in the arms. Final time. And down we go. All right, both arms reach out in front of us, keeping in line with that opposite arm, opposite leg reach that we did earlier. We'll just do this from our prone position. Left arm, right leg up. And then right arm, left leg up. Continue alternating. Opposite arm, opposite leg reach. I'm just gonna grab a sip of water. I realized yesterday when I got home that I have not talked all day long like I did yesterday at the wellness fair. So my throat is feeling it today. Last one on either side. From there, slide those hands back under the shoulders. Press yourselves into your rest pose. Take some time to breathe here. We'll take a few moments. We can just let those hands stay in front of us, or we could wrap them back for our ankles. A little note that our work is done. We're going to transition into a long stretch series for the remainder of class. And we transition into that with our breath. Take a few moments to just enjoy this rest pose. Slow your breath. And come back to you. Slowly shifting the body up. We'll tuck the toes under and find ourselves in down dog. Down dog, by focusing on our calf, we get a stretch through the calf muscles first. That's what we're really targeting to begin with. So reach those heels to the floor. Take a moment there. Maybe even alternate knee bends so that you can find a deeper stretch for the calf. From there, we send our sits bones towards the ceiling, transitioning that stretch towards our hamstrings, backs of the legs, right below our bottoms. Can we find a deeper stretch there? From there, we'll slowly transition our weight into the left leg so that that right leg can reach to the ceiling for three-legged dog. Slowly but surely bring that right knee forward towards the right hand, and we'll sink into our pigeon pose. So for pigeon, you can come all the way down if that's comfortable. You can be upright if that's better. And if pigeon just isn't accessible to us today, we can always find a figure four stretch from our bottoms with that ankle over the knee. That can be a great option here. We're going to be here for just a few moments, longer than usual. So try to get comfortable and think about using your exhale to relax into the stretch. Trying our best to breathe in a manner that feels right for us, that feels calming for us. Trying one more breath, sink a bit further. From there, we'll let our hands frame the top of our mat, pressing the chest up, tucking our back toe under, and releasing once again into that down dog. This time, we shift our weight into the right leg, allowing that left leg to reach up for three-legged dog. Find a big inhale here. As we exhale, pull the left knee all the way to the left hand. Once again, sinking into that stretch on the other side. Remember, we'll be here for just a moment. So what can you do to get a little bit more out of this stretch? Breathe a bit simpler. Relax that tension that you're holding on to. A few more breaths here. And up we go. Lifting the chest, tucking the back toe under, finding our final down dog. From this final down dog, stretch however you may need in it. In your own time, we'll shift the right leg forward into a runner's lunge, working to open up those hips today. From our runner's lunge, we can drop the back knee towards the floor. If you'd like, you can even rotate for a brief moment towards the leg in front of you. Just getting a little rotational stretch there. When you're ready, you can let both hands reconnect with the floor below. So here we're working to stretch out that anterior portion of our hip flexor complex. Slowly but surely, you can gently walk yourselves up, stacking the body over the back knee. From here, think about curling through your pelvis. You'll even feel that back glute engage. And that kind of opens up through the front of the hip a bit more. Arms can even reach overhead if you're wanting a deeper stretch for those hips. Or we could even come over for a bit of a lateral stretch for even more. Come on back to center. Release your hands back to the mat. From here, the back knee lifts up. We'll gently walk the back foot in. It comes out to the side and we'll send our other leg behind us. So we find that same long runner's lunge on the other foot. Staying up tall. If you'd like to, you can shift the back knee down towards the floor. Again, you can even rotate to one side, maybe noticing some differences as you rotate facing that knee. Allowing both hands to come back to the mat, dropping the hip further into that stretch. And then slowly stacking the body up and over the back knee. We'll do that same hip flexor stretch here where we curl the pelvis under, let that back glute engage. And if we want more, reach those arms overhead. And even more from there, we can tilt over to the side for our lateral stretch. Come on back to center. Framing that hand down. From here, the back leg walks its way up all the way until our body is in our forward fold position. Go ahead in this forward fold, keep a slight bend in the knees. Allow your opposite hand to reach for the opposite elbow. We'll gently sway from side to side here. As those hands release from the elbows, let your body find its center. Begin to shake the head no, releasing tension through the neck and shoulders. And then we shake the head yes. From there, our hands find our shin bones and we'll slowly stack the spine up one bone at a time. As we come into our standing position, get your bearings. Take a big inhale, sweep the arms overhead, and exhale, bring it down. One more time, breathe in. And exhale, release. Wonderful job, you guys. You are done with Pilates for today. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Thanks for being on Zoom. I hope everyone has a fantastic rest of their week, and I'll see you back here, same time, same place next week.